Well, joining us on the program tonight, first, Derek O'Brien, leader of the Trinamool's parliamentary party in the Rajya Sabha. Derek, thanks very much for being with us. We've not seen any congratulations from Mamta Banerjee to Nitish Kumar yet. Why is that?
What time is it? It's just been a couple of hours. Everything doesn't have to be on Twitter or Facebook. How do you know she hasn't made a call or sent him a text message?
Has she?
I'm in Delhi. I'm not so well informed.
Yeah, but you know that.
But I think the bigger picture here.
I mean, public sort of congratulations would send a signal about, you know, what her thoughts are. The fact that she's silent, and not just her, so is Arvind Kejriwal, so is KCR.
I'm not tracking people's Twitter accounts, but the bigger picture today, it's quite obvious. Lots of things have happened. We've got 20 months to go for the 2024 elections. Obviously, this has put the BJP on the back foot. And if you've noticed, we've only seen pictures of Mr. Sanjay Jaiswal and Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad on all the television channels, on all the newspapers. Where are Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah? When something good happens for BJP, they jump in to take the credit. And when the hits the fan, then you put up Sanjay Jaiswal and Ravi Shankar Prasad. Anyway, good luck to them. But I think this makes a big difference because we've been saying, in fact, Mamta Banerjee made a significant statement. 2022, July 21st, hardly 3 weeks ago, she made a statement to about 25 lakh people from a rally in Calcutta, a Martyrs' Day rally, and she said, and I quote, I mean loose quote, she said that if I understand politics and if I understand how people are feeling, Mr. Modi and the BJP will be voted out in 2024. They won't come close to 272 seats. She said this on the 21st of July. On the 2nd of August, if you were following the debates in Rajya Sabha, the JDU ripped into the Modi government on the 2nd of July. So I'm disappointed to read the media plants, not NDTV, but lots of the media saying, oh, the BJP didn't reach out to the JDU and they let them walk away. This is major omelette and egg on the face of Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah because they didn't know this was coming.
But how does Nitish Kumar exit from that alliance and, you know, with the Mahagathbandhan in Bihar? Does it strengthen the opposition ranks? Derek O'Brien, honestly, does he emerge as a possible leader of a united opposition? You know, especially given he's from a chief minister of a Hindi heartland state.
I think there's a bigger job at hand. Not looking for prime minister candidates. The bigger job at hand is states winning their own states. Telangana have to defeat BJP in Telangana. We are confident we'll do it in Bengal. We'll bring BJP down to a couple of seats, 2, 3, 4 seats maximum. DMK, Mr. Stalin will do the same. The Bihar, Mr. Yadav and Mr. Kumar will do the same. So once you start getting this together, then you have a number which is a serious number. And then I'm not counting Mr. Naveen Patnaik and the Biju Janata Dal in this, because it's very obvious from whatever they do in parliament, they are a BJP ally. The NDA is down to BJP and Mr. Biju Patnaik's BJD. And they will not stand up to be counted. But let's take you to the Rajya Sabha, for example. Suddenly, because of the development, and I'll answer your question on the Prime Minister. Listen, Mamta Banerjee, I'm not getting into 7-time MP, 4-time Minister, 3-time Chief Minister. Leave that aside. She herself has said, I want to play the role of a squirrel in the garden. And here I am in a garden, and the squirrel will do all the dirty work, no problem. So that's the attitude of Mamta Banerjee. Mamta Banerjee is clear. She wants the bigoted BJP to be thrown out of power, the divisive BJP to be thrown out of power. I want to make another point, Nidhi, if I may.
Wait. No, coming back to the squirrel in the garden.
In the Rajya Sabha.
The squirrel in the garden means what? That she doesn't have prime ministerial ambitions? Because that's what everybody says. You're supposed to say. Nobody is going to say, I want to be prime minister.
No.
But who do you think is best placed to lead who is the best person placed to take on Narendra Modi? Because you know it's as much a personality battle as it is about issues.
I will tell you who is the best placed. I will tell you who is the best placed. In Telangana, it's Mr. KCR is the best place to smash the BJP. In a couple of states like Bengal, Mamata Banerjee is the best face. In Bihar, it is Mr. Nitish Kumar and Tejasvi Yadav who are the best placed. And in Mr. Stalin is the best place in Tamil Nadu. In Uttar Pradesh, it's got to be Akhilesh Yadav and some of us who have to gather around him to do that. And the Congress themselves, the Congress have a responsibility. They've got to win Rajasthan. They've got to, there's no vote splitting in Rajasthan. The Congress have to win Karnataka.
Who's the national face?
The AAP have to do.
The BJP will argue that nationally there's only Narendra Modi and the opposition has too many claimants to the prime ministerial post.
I think that itself is a disadvantage. And see, in 2014 you sold us the Narendra Modi face because you sold hope. In 2019, again you sold us the Modi face. You sold dreams. And in 2024, the hopes have been belied, the dreams have turned into nightmare, but BJP suddenly have a problem in the Rajya Sabha now. The Rajya Sabha is on a knife's edge. I'm willing to concede that the Biju Janata Dal will support the BJP through thick and thin. Even if that happens, the Rajya Sabha numbers now are less than 10. The difference is less than 10. 10 this way or 10 that way. So my prediction is, in the next couple of weeks, the BJP will nominate 3 nominated members to the Rajya Sabha. 1, 2, 3. They'll get those 3 votes. They will quickly fill the 5 vacant seats. And they also have to so it's going to be very close in Rajya Sabha. And this is where the YSR and Mr. Jagan Reddy have to stand up to be counted. If they want a tolerant...
You haven't given up on Jagan Reddy yet. You've given up on Naveen Patnaik.
We made our position so clear. And now, coming back to the Rajya Sabha, I really want to know what's going to happen to the deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The speaker, the BJP have not even appointed a deputy speaker. Mr. Modi hasn't answered a single question. Mr. Naidu is retiring today. Poor Mr. Naidu. He couldn't get Mr. Modi to answer one question on the floor of Parliament.
But Derek O'Brien, I'm going to ask you again.
In the Rajya Sabha,
there is, no, and it's not. I'm not kidding about this. It's so glaring that leaders like Mamata and Arvind Kejriwal are absolutely quiet. Haven't congratulated Nitish Kumar also till now. Maybe that changes in the next few hours. I don't know. But does that indicate that there is going to be a fight on the cards within the opposition ranks as to who leads the opposition if it is able to unite in 2024?
Not at all. I can tell you who will lead this fight.
Who?
This fight will not be led by Mamata Banerjee or Arvind Kejriwal or Nitish Kumar or any of the names you're suggesting. The fight will be led. No, I'm not going to say the people. I'm going to say the fight will be led by India. The India who has realized that this Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah, the unemployment numbers are down by 3 or 4% in 1 week. The India which will decide that why is the dollar, when inflation is still at 7%, why is the rupee losing against the dollar? The India will decide where I can go, what I can eat, and I want that freedom that's the India I know. Don't worry about post-2024. Remember what Mamata Banerjee said on the 21st of July.
By the way, Derek, I just want to point
Mr. Modi and Mr.
I just looking at this link that, recently the Home Minister has actually said, since you talked about Naveen Patnaik, that the BJP is going to form a government in Orissa with Mr. Modi at the centre in 2024. So you think that Naveen Patnaik's heard that and, might change his mind?
I would not like to make any comments on that. I've made my political statement on the Biju Janata Dal, and I'm not a political commentator. But what I am certainly here to say, I think the aggregate of all the state results will decide 2024. Okay. 20 months is a long, long time in politics. The BJP and the Modi government are in trouble in one of the two houses in parliament. This is the first time they've been in trouble. They didn't want to run parliament. I charged them. They cut parliament short by 4 days because they did not want to answer the questions on employment. They knew perhaps about this
what you
Bihar.
say, a state-by-state fight, and that is how the opposition may be approaching it for the moment. Let's see how that further develops in the coming months. Thanks very much, Derek O'Brien, for joining us. I have to leave it there at the moment. Also.